Alright, it's JayKrawls here. We're going to do a quick first impression of the new unit that's available in your animal training center. It does say that it's a Bigfoot critter, but it's not available in the Bigfoot factory because that's for I think you got to be above 50 to get that. So it's available so everybody 35 and above can get it. So that's why it's in the animal training center. It comes ranked up depending on what level you are, and because I'm 65, mine comes at rank 5. Its hit points at this level is 630 hit points, no armor. Let's see, its offense is pretty good. Its crits, it does crits good against certain things. Show you that in a minute. Its power's okay. It does take heavy fire damage, so fire units will take these guys out pretty quickly. The first shot here, which is it's kind of touted as an anti-air unit because it has a 30% crit value, at least at rank 5. I don't know if that's different at lower ranks, but it does good crits versus critters and good crit versus air units. Offense is very high, 76. Line of fire is precise. Range is 1 to 3, and a cooldown of 1. And the second move, which is very cool, the splintering throw, which is if you have a heavy chemical tank, it does the similar pattern as a heavy chemical tank. So 2 of these units can hit a pretty large area on the board. I think they're the reason why they use 3 in the missions is because with 3 of them you can cover the entire board with its shots. But don't let the missions fool you. Those were set up so that it looked like a great unit, but I don't think it's as effective as that so far with my experience with this guy. Let me show you I only have 2 of them, and I may buy 3. I don't know if I'm going to go above 3. I wouldn't recommend it unless we see some more stats that just are amazing. It's available back here with your critters, and you can see first off right here with this first shot is it only hit the first 2 rows, so it's 1 to 3. So it really needs to be on the front row, but when you select this unit, it automatically puts it in the middle or back. Which kind of means that they weren't thinking of this as a frontline unit. This second shot right here, which you can see, does not go through blocking units. So here it will hit this whole row because none of these are blocking units. But this guy, it's not going to hit the whole row. So you'd almost need a whole bunch of them in a row to hit every space. But it's not going to get behind certain units. You can use this move, but this move also, this is what really stinks, is this move does not go past blocking either. So you can't get behind blocking units like this guy back here. You can't get to him. So the shot that is useful against planes, if it's behind a mega tank, you're not going to get it. Nothing's going to happen. Okay, so let's put 1 here and 1 here, and then I'll throw something up front just so they don't go forward. Well, I'll just put them on the front row. Okay, so this shot right here, which I'll do, it looks impressive because it gets a lot of decent hits, which, let me go back to it right here. It's 50 to 100, 59 to 110 times 3 with 56 offense. So armored units it doesn't do very much against. Just regular units it does okay damage. Now let's use this against an armored unit, just kind of give you an idea of what he's going to do. 41 and a 38. That same shot is going to do a lot better against just a single unit. We've got 80 and 80. So they're holding up pretty well as far as their strength here. Okay, see, this is only going to hit these 2, and then this guy here because the pattern would be here, here. Okay, now I see it killed those guys, and that looks very impressive. But I just don't think these units are going to be very effective in the boss strike either, just because they can't get around blocking units. You're going to have to put them on the middle row just to keep them alive any length of time. And so basically you put them on the middle row and shoot all the stuff on the front row before you can start taking out any planes that are available to you. Now, if this boss strike is all planes, you know, it was just all air units, then this is going to be a great unit. But as it stands right now, I don't even think it's going to be very... unless something changes, I don't think it's going to be very good. I want to kill this guy because I want to see what it costs. I do want to see what it costs to heal, and at least give you guys something to show. I mean, you look at it and you see, wow, it's done some serious damage on that shot, and it does, but all in all, its overall performance isn't very flattering. See, I can't even get this guy killed. Well, that got 2 crits. Let's see. They won't even hit this guy now. It's insane. Well, I'll get another shot here so you can kind of see what he does. Oh. Well, maybe one of them will die here in a minute. Okay, he's dead. So I'm going to go ahead and exit. And I'm going to see how much this guy costs to repair. And there he is. Highly skilled, eliminating air units. Well, what does that mean? Does that mean we're going to all have air units in this next boss strike? Or is it just going to be, if it's not, then it's kind of not very helpful. And they do give you 5 nanopods when you beat one. When you build one, which is kind of silly. Cost 1 skull. This is advanced 10. 7,500 coins and 1 skull. And takes 20 minutes. So that's not terrible. But let me show you. This is what's going to matter. If the boss strike's anything like the Rebel airstrike, which I think it is going to be that way, then we're going to have to see how this guy stands up. Now this shot right here will hit a large part of the board. I mean, it really does, but it's not going to do a lot of damage to those units. Okay, let's put let's just put some mega tanks on the front here to defend this guy. And okay, that'll work. Alright, so this is what it'll boil down to in the boss strike. 15, 15, and 13. Legendary Mammoth does a little better than that. Let me kill this guy so I can actually shoot this helicopter with it. Just to give you an idea of what it does against the snake at rank 5. He does have pretty strong health, which is decent. Okay, that was not impressive. Of course, it didn't get its crit. All right, let's see if it does the snake in this time. 103 and 107. Okay, I'm not impressed. So there you go. That's my first impression of this guy. Unless something changes in its stats that just make it a lot tougher. It doesn't have any armor piercing. The unit has no armor piercing. That's one of its main weaknesses, and it has no armor, so it's going to get killed pretty quickly. So I don't I don't recommend getting this guy if you just don't. I'd rather you spend your nanopods on something else. If you're just a collector, then it'd be cool to have some. Maybe it would be good on a boss strike that was all critters, which would be a while from now, but a couple of those may come in handy against critters because it's high crit rate. But this specific boss strike, I don't think it's going to be very helpful.